Yo, people always ask me what kind of frames I'm rocking. I've been rocking Caddis for a couple years. They make amazing progressive readers, which I wear. Also, they make sunglass readers, anti-glare, anti-smudge coating, anti-scratch, and anti-aging. That's why I look mad young when I wear them. I'm just kidding. But they make amazing frames. Caddis, so stoked to have you guys part of the podcast. You can go to caddislife.com/Toby10 and get $10 off your first purchase. Stoked. Thank you, Caddis. Welcome to the fam. Yo, Liquid Death, thank you so much for hydrating all my guests, taking care of me and my family and my friends. Love your water, love your brand, love what you stand for, love what you give back to the community. If you want to learn more about Liquid Death and how it started, listen to episode 115 with the co-founder, owner, and creator of Liquid Death, Mike Cesario. Just a punk rock skateboarding kid from Delaware with a dream. It's an incredible story, incredible journey. They have now blessed me with my own code. So if you go liquiddeath.com/Toby, you get free shipping on any items you order from liquiddeath.com. Thank you so much, Liquid Death. Death to plastic, murder your thirst, stay hydrated. You know H2O saves lives.
With the mostest.
The mostest. Microphone check. Welcome to the One Life One Chance podcast. I'm your host, Toby Morse. Today, my brother is back from his first tour in 2 years. To the right of me, Mr. Derek Green. Thank you for being here, Derek.
It's good to be back.
You feel brand new. You feel alive. You feel reborn.
I feel alive. I feel very good. I feel very refreshed.
So happy for you, man. You went through a lot of shit the last 2 years, and it made me so happy to see you on stage. Even with one leg, man. You looked amazing.
Music is amazing. You know,
it fills your soul, right?
Yeah, it can cure all. You know,
I agree with it. It's essential.
Yes,
it's essential. All right, so on the podcast right now in front of me, Mr. Adrian Young. Thank you so much for being here.
Hi.
You're my first No Doubt member on the podcast.
First.
Really?
Yeah, man.
Really?
Tony Canal hasn't been on here?
No, I've been talking to him.
That flaky son of a...
I've been talking to him. He's like nervous about being on the podcast. I'm like, bro, it could be fine. It'd be awesome. He's like, I'm going to see how Adrian does.
That's okay. I'll be the fall guy.
No, it's all good. Thank you for being here, man.
Of course. Thank you.
We were just talking about music and playing music and all that stuff. And you said it's been like 7 years for you, right? Almost. Playing live
for a No Doubt concert.
Yeah, for No Doubt. Yeah.
Yeah, it was 2015.
And where was that at?
That was the first year of I forget the name of the festival. It was in San Diego.
2015. Wow.
What's that festival called?
Is it something that was put on by John Reese? I'm trying to think where.
Is it?
It's not Inland Invasion.
What state
no.
is it? Was it in
San Diego?
San Diego.
I know what you're talking about too. I can almost vision the show. Who else was on the bill? Remember?
Well, there were like 3 nights, so I think. The Killers headlined one of the other nights, and I can't remember who the third night was.
Okay.
And did you know that would be the last night before?
Yep.
Oh, you knew?
Right now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Damn.
I knew it'd be a minute.
Right.
Yeah.
I didn't know it'd be a lot of minutes.
Right.
Well, so you didn't know what was going to happen after that. Okay. Wow, man. It's a long time.
So Toby, our bands played together once that I'm aware of.
At Tramps in New York City.
Yeah.
Wow,
what year was that?
We opened up for No Doubt.
Wow.
It's on my notes too. 96.
Oh, my God.
That sounds about right. That sounds about right.
Just a Girl was just breaking at that point, and we opened up for you guys at Tramps. That was so sick.
Yeah.
That was a sick moment for us. Yeah, that was awesome. Like,
that's the very beginning.
and I think
My
Tony
God.
had already toured with Shelter, was opening up for No Doubt, and so he became friends with the hardcore scene. That's that with your Ray Capo.
I wonder if it was at
Shelter
the
opened
show,
up for you
too.
guys on some tour. Yeah.
Yep.
So
Yep.
yeah, that was awesome, man. That was, yeah, man. That
Toby was very aggressive these days.
Yeah.
to watch on stage.
I remember, yeah.
Yeah. His angst was on full maximum capacity.
Yeah, that was a great show, man. I found that flyer the other day too, and I forgot the other band opened up. They were upcoming band too, something Dog. I forgot what it was called.
I can't remember.
Not Doggy Dog. No, it's another band. But yeah, man, that was sick. That was a cool moment, man. Wow. I remember that. I have some photos from that too, and that was like right when everything was, you know what I mean? I think for that record.
Yeah, because Just a Girl was our first single to get played on the radio, so it was just the beginning of what happened.
Yeah. Wow. So we were talking before the pod about Orange County, talking about Long Beach. Where were you born exactly?
I was born in Long Beach, California.
Yeah.
Not New
LBC.
York. Not New York.
I have a friend that lives
Long
in
Island.
Long Beach, New York, and I talk shit on him all the time. I'm like, the real Long Beach, the bigger one is in the West Coast.
No, it's true. LBC is legit.
Yeah,
I
LBC
like
is
Long Beach a
legit.
lot, actually. If I had to move somewhere, I probably would live there.
Really?
Like out of LA. Yeah, for
Okay.
sure. I got a lot of friends out there. It's nice.
You'd be welcome
Thank you.
by me.
So born and raised there, and you've been there your whole life?
No, we bounced around quite a bit when I was a kid, between Central Coast, like a Rio Grande, Shell Beach area, and then Santa Barbara a little bit. And then eventually when my parents divorced, my dad moved my brother and I in with my grandparents in Cypress, Orange County.
Wow.
Yeah. And I graduated Cypress High School.
Okay. Wow, so you lived with your grandparents at that time?
Yep.
Wow. And you have two siblings? Just a brother? What do you have?
I have 4 younger brothers now.
Oh, my
Wow,
God.
Holy crap.
Yeah. But
Lot
my
of
dad had
guys.
4 different kids in 4 different decades.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. It wasn't over 40 years, but like each one landed, like I was born in 69 and it just kind of went from there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. So you're the eldest.
Yeah.
Nice.
Dang. I'm the youngest. I have 2 brothers. Damn, that's a lot of brothers, man. That's crazy.
It's a lot of brothers.
Did they get you into music? You got them into like music? Did you guys get into the same kind of things growing
My
up?
parents were in a hippie rock and roll band in the early
Sick.
70s. And so like my dad was going to school at UCSB.
Okay.
And we lived in Isla Vista. And they were in a rock band. And so I see there's pictures where like they would close off, they call it DP, which is the street along the coast there in Isla Vista. And they would have bands play on stages, and cut off traffic.
That's
and
cool.
I see photos of me like 1 or 2 years old, just kind of hanging out on the side of the stage.
Wow.
Awesome.
awesome.
Matching paisley outfits with my parents.
What was the name of their band?
Oh man, I think it was called like Power Glide. I think that's
Yes, as it should. Power.
That's a cool name.
So it was everything from Joplin to
yeah.
the Doors
That's
to
excellent.
Doobie Brothers. And
Oh my God.
So they're pretty open-minded, chill parents?
oh yeah. Oh yeah. Like
Not so strict or anything?
weed was in the home.
Okay.
Okay.
And it was like, especially in the 70s, was like, okay, mom and dad do this. Don't tell anybody we do this. He had to keep
Right.
it on the under back then.
Yeah.
Yeah, right, yeah. Oh my God,
Yeah,
yeah.
don't tell your teachers.
So your parents
Right.
are smoking weed in the crib, basically?
Yeah, and it was
Okay.
normal and it wasn't a big deal.
Right.
Yeah.
And I do not smoke weed. So,
Wow.
one would think like, well, if it was no,
You never tried it back then?
makes sense.
I've
That makes
tried it
sense.
off and on.
Yeah.
As an adult, young adult.
Yeah.
Kind of makes me paranoid. If I was like partying with friends and I would bat like 500. Like sometimes it'd be cool, and sometimes I get paranoid and bummed out. Like, why am I doing this?
Yeah.
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 Because it was in the house, you think, oh, maybe I should try that. My parents aren't around. I'm going to try what that is, whatever. I actually like the smell of weed. My mom smoked cigarettes, and that was atrocious.
That's atrocious.
All my clothes smell like cigarettes going to
That's the
school,
worst.
like
Oh,
her
man.
fingernails, or she kissed me on the cheek, whatever.
Ooh,
Oh,
man.
man.
Yeah.
But I could deal with weed. I never tried it, but I could deal with the smell.
The tobacco smell will stay with you because
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys remember when they stopped allowing smoking in bars
I remember.
here in LA.
Okay.
I remember thinking, wow, I don't stink anymore because my clothes the next day would smell
Yeah.
shitty.
Yeah.
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 I used
sure.
to work in a
Before.
bar, and I remember that happened after I stopped working in bars. I was like, really? They're doing this now?
Yeah, my wife worked at the bars, obviously, with you, and she
Oh,
would
yeah,
smoke
yeah.
cigarettes and stuff. Yeah.
It's the worst.
It was pretty nasty.
Hair, clothes everywhere. Yeah.
So how were you in school? Were you good in school?
I was decent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You liked it?
I did like school.
What was your favorite topic or subject?
You did good in, yeah.
Sports.
Sports.
okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
What kind of sports?
I played basketball,
Nice.
tennis, golf.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow, that's cool. And still, fast forward now, you still play golf.
I kind of stopped.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Because I was reading you did some celebrity matches, stuff like that.
Well, I
tournaments
started
and-
playing competitively for a while, for a number of years.
Okay.
I was trying to get as good as I possibly could get. So I was like part-time / full-time, depending on what the touring schedule was, and going around the country playing in tournaments.
Yeah, I saw that's
That's
cool.
amazing.
And I kind of peaked and burnt out, and then I kind of just stopped playing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, golf is something I feel like you were playing at a young age, too. That's interesting because mostly all the people I found in the pod, like older punk rockers, a lot of them, they all play golf together now and stuff. It's like this thing, like Fat Mike, just a bunch of people. They have like a whole crew that play golf. But for somebody young, you get into a young age. Was there something around or something? Like how'd you...
Well, Yeah, my dad actually played
Okay.
at UCSB on a golf scholarship.
There we go.
Pot smoking hippie, all in one. But yeah,
That's sick.
But it's funny you mentioned that about some of the guys like Fat Mike and a lot of other. Like Eric Stanton lives in Long Beach. We've played a lot of golf together over the years, and when I was playing golf, it was not cool.
Okay.
And it's still kind of not cool in some ways, but as far as like it was really not cool. Like people would make fun of it.
Okay.
In the music community.
Okay.
And then eventually that all kind of changed.
I know, man.
Yeah.
I don't know what really set that off because so many people. I've been hearing about playing golf forever. Mostly California bands, you know.
Yeah.
Nobody really East Coast really played golf. Do we know, right? From our world.
From our world, no.
Yeah,
But I
really
know
golf
Alice
in New
Cooper
York.
was really into golf.
Who?
Alice Cooper.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Played with him quite a bit.
Oh, you
Nice.
have?
Nice.
That's sick. So were you like competing in sports and stuff, or just doing sports in school?
No, I was on the basketball team.
Yeah.
And team sports. I was a highly competitive person.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
What was your position in basketball?
Shooting guard.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what that is?
Yes,
I know nothing about sports. my goal is to see a live basketball game. I've never been to one.
I can't believe that.
I really want to
Still,
go in LA. I've never been to one of those.
Especially in LA.
I've only,
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I've only seen hockey live. That was pretty intense.
I mean, you don't
Oh,
have
yeah.
to know. Oh, yeah.
Especially playoff hockey. Oh man.
dude, LA, because my wife loves the Blackhawks. She's from Chicago, so we see them play the Kings, and every time we go, we have some sort of luck. Blackhawks will win.
Mm-hmm.
We fight. It was pretty crazy. It was cool. So were you getting into music in school? Like, what was your first exposure to like punk or whatever, like music?
I mean, well, my parents were obviously my first exposure to music, which it was the 70s, so it was Hendrix, Marley, Doors, Zeppelin. Those are the records being played at my house every day.
Wonderful.
It's good.
But then, right around when 1980 came around, and I was exposed to some other things. So I'll never forget the day my dad took me to Tower Records for my birthday, and he said I could buy 2 tapes. And he said, and we were talking about the Ramones a lot. He said, you got to check this band out. So one of the tapes he bought me that day was Road to Ruin.
Sick.
Nice.
And on the same day, he also bought me Journey Escape.
Yes. That's like the best day.
That's
Yeah.
a good mix,
In my head, I'm like, that's the best day of his life.
Yeah.
Right?
It's like, it doesn't get any better than that.
Wow.
That's pretty awesome, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Both spectrums.
And so, but thinking of the change from the 70s to 80s, yeah, that was kind of when I started checking out more new wave, the two-tone ska movement and punk stuff. And then it was on from there.
Yeah. And how old were you then?
So I was born in 1969, so I was about 11.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then what about drums? When did that come into your world?
I started playing drums when I was a senior in high school.
Okay.
I asked my parents for a drum set for Christmas. They got it for me, and I went to work.
Wow.
Like I'd been waiting my whole life for it.
Wow.
Not like I've been waiting. I had been waiting my whole life for it.
Yeah. And why the
Yeah.
drums?
I don't know, man. I wanted to do it so bad. One of the bands my parents had in the house was Deep Purple.
Yes.
And their drummer is this guy named Ian Pace, a sick motherfucker, right?
Okay.
So good. And I was just like, oh, I want to play like that. And of course, the Neil Pearts and the Stuart Copelands were also very inspiring people that I was like, man, I would love to do that someday, or a version of whatever that is.
Yeah.
And I was obsessed for years about drums, but didn't have access to a kit.
Okay. Were you like beating on your desk and shit like that? Like
Yeah.
people talk about. Okay.
Yeah.
Were you a hyperactive kid?
Yes.
Okay. Me too. I was always banging on shit
I
too.
can imagine that.
Yeah. My wife often has to stop my feet from sitting down in the movie theater.
Yeah. I'm like that too.
Oh, yeah.
Spazzy. But my mom put me on Ritalin, I think, for a second. It really didn't work. It was kind of scary.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, man. The 70s? Yeah, for sure. I was like crazy.
They had
spazzy.
Riddle. I guess they did.
Yeah, Ritalin's old
yeah,
school.
Yeah.
Something else for it now.
So I don't think cocaine would do well for you and I.
Yeah, that
We don't need that.
I know. I quit coffee a year ago. That was fucking me up too, man.
talked about this many
You know me
time.
on coffee,
yeah.
bro. I can't
you
do
on
coffee.
It was
That's the only drug I've ever done. It fucks me up, dude. I can't
really
do it.
intense. Intense.
So, what's your goals when you graduate? Like, what do you want to do?
What did I want to do after I graduated?
Yeah.
Oh man, I wasn't really sure. I was definitely full speed into drumming, loving that. But I went to Long Beach State.
Okay.
And I didn't do too well in college. I wasn't that inspired. I got by.
Yeah.
And so I bounced around a couple schools for a couple years, but then I joined No Doubt in 1989. So I was 19.
19, right?
19.
Yeah, I was in.
I mean, had you been in bands before that?
Yeah, I was in a heavy metal band.
This is your shit, probably.
It played in Orange County.
Orange County.
We used to play this rock club called Jezebels.
Okay. What's the band called?
It was called Echo Star.
Okay.
And so I joined with my heavy metal friend from high school because we were like, man, we want to join a band, or something. And we were looking through Band Magazine or Recycler or one of those things, and these guys already had a band and they needed a guitar player and a drummer, so we went and auditioned. And they had in their garage they had a soundproof room inside a room. We're like, ooh, cool.
Pros.
So, it wasn't my goal to be in a heavy metal band, but I was well-rounded enough to where I just wanted to play.
Yeah.
Did they have the name already, or?
Yeah,
Okay.
they already had songs too.
Oh wow!
Wow.
And they had played before
Okay.
with the previous lineup. So
God, I wish
your
you could
dog's
hear that right
cuddling
now.
up next to me.
I know,
I wish I had access to the
Oh,
songs. I don't
man.
have access to them, but
That would be
There's
incredible.
recordings of it?
yeah, I think there maybe are live recordings or something. But
That's sick.
but these guys were older than us.
Okay.
So they were like 31 and we were 19 or 18.
Damn.
Right.
And it was fun, really fun, but it was also a little bit strange because it was I don't know if you know about this, but like there's some people in the heavy metal world in the late 80s, early 90s, or maybe way beyond that, where we're going to make it, bro.
Super serious.
Like, so convinced they're going to make it. And we heard that a lot. I remember thinking, like, I don't know. Like, call me dumb, but just basic math. I like to start there.
Yeah. And these are older dudes too.
And I didn't want to get into the talent part because then there's that.
Wow. But they were determined in their 30s that you have to do this.
But you know what? They were
I like
super
that
fun
attitude.
guys, and I don't regret any moment of it. It was
incredible.
It was a good time.
Yeah.
What'd you guys sound like?
It wasn't like a speed metal thing. It was,
But they were
more-
writing their own songs, which
Oh,
is
yeah.
great.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, because
That's
I
cool.
remember so many bands doing
Cover
covers.
bands.
Yeah.
and singing. I mean, they were
Wow.
singing. It wasn't a screaming thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, you were still into punk rock, but you were also playing metal. Pretty
Oh,
much. Yeah.
Cool.
Oh yeah.
That's cool. I like
I had a
that.
high school band where we kind of did like a little bit of everything, which is like doing a little bit of ska, a little bit of punk, a little bit of trying to figure out what we like. And
Yeah. I know you working a job at that time too?
yeah, I was a waiter.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Living at home?
Yeah,
Waiting tables, playing music.
going to school.
And then how does No Doubt thing happen? Like, do you know those guys? You grew up with them, or?
No, I used to go to shows.
Okay.
So, like, I first saw No Doubt. I think it was open for Fishbone at Defenders Ballroom in Long Beach, and I was like an Insta fan. And then, so my buddy and I would go. Well, we were already going to watch Fishbone and the Untouchables all the time. We were fully into that scene.
Love Fishbone.
And then and we would go watch No Doubt shows. So we were kind of just around.
Yeah.
And then when the drummer at the time was leaving, their roadie, Rob Cubbins, called me and said, "Hey, I know you're into No Doubt. I know you're a drummer. They're holding auditions. Do you want to give it a shot?" And I was like, "Oh, fuck yeah!" But at that time, I'd only been playing about a year and a half.
Will Echo Star be angry that?
They were confused and bummed.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Oh yeah,
'Cause you-
we thought everything was good.
Yeah,
I'm like,
right.
these guys sell
Oh,
out the whiskey
man.
on their own. They're not doing pay to
Wow.
play. Like Echo Star didn't get it. So
I I'm starting to feel bad for them now. Like I can totally shattered their dream.
Echo Star to No Doubt is
Okay,
crazy.
right?
yeah. So I kind of took this as I gotta treat this like this is a life-changing moment, even if it may not have been. It felt like it.
Yeah.
Right.
And so I just worked my ass off, tried to learn the parts the best I could,
Mm-hmm.
and I was as a self-taught drummer. I didn't have the chops that the rest of the band had at that time.
Okay.
And so I tried out, and they were into me.
Nice.
And so they narrowed it down to 2 guys.
Oh man.
So this other guy and I went head to head. And so when I came back for this head to head thing, the band asked me how long I've been playing the first time. I said 8 years. I lied. And when I came back for the head to head thing, I said, "You guys, I got to be honest with you. I've only been playing about a year, a little more."
Wow.
And I just want you to know that.
Yeah,
So,
you're honest. That's awesome.
and they still pick me.
That's
Wow.
crazy, man.
And the other guy, like, who do you
you
know?
can't
who
say
it
his
was?
name, man.
No.
I can. His name is Don Vermontes because we became buddies after
Okay.
that. We played
Ah.
tennis together and shit.
Oh,
so-
nice.
Yeah.
Does he play music still, I wonder?
I don't know. I haven't talked to him in a long time.
Wow, that's crazy, man. It's a life-changing moment.
And where were you when you heard the news? Like, did they call you, or were they like?
I was at a girlfriend's house and Gwen called me, and then
Wow.
I lost my shit.
Yeah.
But
I'm sure.
but I have to admit, like the very first show was a backyard party in Anaheim, and I got exposed, like bad. Like it was because you go play live for the first time, and you're still not quite settled in, and at the time I was not. I had a lot of passion. I had a great ear, but my chops were way behind.
Okay.
And I remember like Tony was looking at me, had that look like he was bummed because I was playing shitty. And then it became very obvious, like I had a lot of catching up to do.
Wow.
So
You felt it, yeah.
I like I said earlier, I'm kind of a competitive dude, so I took that on as like, all right, I'm just gonna fucking work on this craft. And I kind of never stopped.
Yeah.
And I think after a while, I started to notice like, now they may push back on me on this, but I kind of noticed it like, you know what, man, my chops have surpassed all you motherfuckers, and like,
Well, you're the backbone of the band.
stay sharp here,
Yeah.
Like, they might be like he's full of shit.
I mean, the drummer is the essential leader of the band. Everybody follows the drummer, don't you think? In a sense, drum and bass.
well, we're driving the train.
Yeah, 100%. Right?
It's super important.
Just because we're singers, you can't say that. But the drummer's like the main. Anyway, I think so.
Well, truth be told, when we're playing, we are driving the train, and you've heard the saying, your band is only as good as your drummer.
It's true, man. It's true, dude.
Yeah, I mean, I'm lucky that we have a great drummer, so
Indeed.
that helps tremendously.
Yeah, my son's playing drums in my band now, which I'm pretty stoked about.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm super stoked.
Oh, dude, playing music with your kid is the best.
I know, man. I'm very stoked. Looking forward to playing some more shows for sure. So was No Doubt like bubbling at that time, or just like a local kind of band when you joined?
It was local, so
It was
it'd
like
be
no buzz. It was nothing like that.
They were opening for a lot of.
opening for a lot of bands.
Mhm.
But like the first shows that I was doing with them is like we could do the whiskey.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like do 400 or 500 people.
Yeah.
Tops.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's pretty good though.
Yeah.
That's headlining too, right?
I mean, there was a little bit of a built-in scene,
Mhm.
especially because it was still mostly a ska band at that point.
Yeah. And then the first record comes out in '92.
Yeah.
Just self-titled.
Yeah.
And you were part of the whole writing process, the creation of those.
We were all hands on deck, just
Nice. That's great.
everybody in it to win it.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then what label was that on? Was this independent label, the first record?
No, we were that was on Interscope Records.
The first one?
We were
Wow.
we were one of the very first acts for them to sign,
Wow.
and I believe we're the oldest
Still.
act signed to that label.
Still.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there was a few that got signed before us, but I don't think they're there anymore.
Yeah. So when the first one comes out, is that a great response? Is that like
It was California.
yeah.
It definitely, we saw a bump from that.
Yeah.
But that album did not like do well commercially. It did not do well at radio, so it didn't translate across the country.
Okay.
We played to a lot of empty rooms when we toured that record.
Yeah, was that your first like real tour with them, like nationwide?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys probably went over. Did you guys go overseas for that one or not
No.
yet? Okay.
No.
That's later, right?
Yeah.
Wow. So are you still working and playing in No Doubt at that time?
I think we stopped working. Turn my phone off. Sorry.
It's all good.
That's my daughter calling me.
Want to answer it?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay, bye. I
Aw.
thought she might be sick at school or something.
Yeah.
right?
How old is she?
10.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Everything's all good?
Yeah.
Okay.
She wanted me to come to school and drop something off.
Where are we going? Oh, we're talking about that record. Yeah, the first record comes out. It doesn't really... It's just mostly in California, right? The vibe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's still touring. And then how you guys touring that record for a long time?
No, I mean, we did like, I don't know, a couple months. And, you know, the shows that were not by ourselves were pretty cool because we did a stint with Pato Banton and the Special Beat, which is like the specials.
Oh, wow.
Part of the specials and part of the English Beat coming together
I didn't
as
know
one
you-
band.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah. And so some of those shows were pretty cool.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so that's kind of your thing then. And then the next album's 95. That's like a couple years between that and the other record, the Beacon Street Collection, huh? It's like 3 years, it seems, right?
Well, the Beacon Street Collection was basically the B-sides to Tragic Kingdom. It just came out first, and I'll tell you why.
What?
Yeah. So
That's strange.
we were signed to Interscope, and we were kind of getting the record some songs, go back, write some more. Record some songs, go back, write some more from Interscope. And this is going over the course of, you know, well, you see between... Hey, you're on the air. What's up?
I'm on air?
You're on the air right now. I'm putting you on the air since you called me again.
Okay, when are you gonna be done? Because I want you to talk about snacks later.
Mags, you got to call Mom because I'm in Los Angeles. I'm like an hour from your school.
No, she said she won't be able to drop. She said that she won't drop them off for me, so I'm wondering if you'll be nice. Please?
I would love to be nice, but Magnolia, you'll be out of school for a long time by the time I get back.
I'm already out of school. I'm at the park.
Oh, you're already at the. Oh, that's right. It's Short Thursday. Okay, I'll tell you what. If you're still there when I get home in like 2 hours, then we can talk. I'll call you from the car, love. Okay?
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
That's an amazing moment right there. I'm already at the park. Oh, my God.
That's right. Dude, they got a half hour Thursdays early. Come on, Dad. Stay on top of it.
So the B-sides came out before the record even came out.
Yeah, so we were
That's
just getting
crazy.
strung along, and it was tough. We were trying to finish that record, and we didn't feel the record company love, so to speak. And it was so much. It was literally 3 years between records is a long time, right?
Yeah.
So we already knew that there was going to be a handful of songs that were not going to make Tragic Kingdom. So we decided we're going to do a B-sides record by ourselves, fund it by ourselves, and put it out. Because at that point, we still didn't know if we were ever going to put out Tragic Kingdom. Like, we didn't have assurances that was even going to be released. You know, so we're tired of waiting. So we had a home studio at Gwen and Eric Stefani's grandparents' house in the garage we'd built to demo stuff. And so we did some recordings there. We rented a couple cheap studios to do the rest of the songs and put it out ourselves.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
You know what's crazy? I'm watching the Kanye doc right now. I don't want to blow up you guys. But it's the same kind of thing. He was signed to Rockefeller Records. They wouldn't give him a release date. He kept making this music, and nobody would listen. Like, they wouldn't even pay attention to it, but they signed him. They had him in this deal. But he kept working on this album, and it took forever to finally put it out. Obviously, blew up, but, like, nobody was really checking for him after you signed. It's interesting how they get you on there, and then, like, it's like...
Did
now
the
what?
label have, like... Were they controlling at any... As far as what music was being produced? Were they wanted to have their input? Like, maybe you guys should have a more... this type of song, or were they trying to?
They were definitely being pushy.
Oh, really?
And,
Okay.
And set, trying to get us to co-write with people, which we were not doing, and
right.
trying to get us to work with different producers, which we tried different people out.
Right.
But these processes were just months here and then do nothing.
It's frustrating, man.
Months there and then do nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And
Wow.
So yeah, we just said, and we told them, we said, hey, we have these songs. We're just going to put them out. It's probably going to have a little bit of a local thing. Do you care? And they said, no, we don't care. That was almost another like, if they don't care, maybe they are going to drop us.
Right.
Like we had no assurances, so we're like, fuck it, we're a band. We're going to put out music. What's the worst that can happen?
Wow. Before we get into the Tragic Kingdom, Tony wanted me to definitely say this. That make sure you say that you want to tell a story. You guys toured in a van. You guys shared benches. You guys slept on the floor. You guys really roughed it out in the van in '92. He wanted me to say that during those tours. They were rough.
That's all accurate.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
That you guys fucking grinded. You know what I mean? Like.
Oh, we were a full grinding band.
Yeah.
And, you know, I mean, we were together for 9 years before we had a song on the radio.
No, it's
So,
crazy.
Wow.
But that gave so many bands hope too. Same with the Ballstones.
Right.
They got a long time with Sunday Blue. You know what I'm saying? Like, just keep going. It's awesome. Yeah, 9 years. It's
9
crazy,
years.
dude. So what happens with Tragic Kingdom? And so you guys obviously they put it out, right?
Yeah. And that was like October of '95.
And were they stoked with the songs? Were they like, okay, now? Or were they just like, okay, let's say that's
Let's give them a date.
I just,
Yeah.
you know, we were like abused puppy dogs, so we were very distrustful of anything at that point. We just didn't trust like it was going to get promotion. We didn't trust that that we were going to be able to stay. Like we all thought, you know, we're going to probably go out, promote this record, do a short run, and have to go back to our jobs. That was kind of, we're trying to be realistic and probably go back to school.
Okay.
Wow, but that didn't happen.
No.
Is that the last real job you had, do you think, before that blew up and went?
As a waiter?
Just a job in general. Yeah, like
Yeah.
the job of the boss. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
Did you have to call them, or did you go in and say like,
Well,
I never liked you. I'm out of here.
No, they probably heard this on the radio like, okay, he's not coming back.
it was definitely not that, but
Oh, no,
I think we better find somebody to cover
It's
his
gone.
shift. Yeah.
he's out of here. But did it happen pretty fast, though, like overnight, that record?
no. So, yeah, Just a Girl was the first single, but, you know, especially like at the K-Rocks in the country. Hey, dude, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Shh, podcast.
It's like, dude, our kids just keep interrupting us.
Max's kid's called twice on the podcast already. Yeah. How was surfing? Good? Okay, good.
So, but, you know, for a successful single to be, you know, modern rock or alternative radio,
It's huge.
the shelf life of those things can last a while.
Yeah.
You know, couple months. So, Just a Girl, which is slowly climbing up the charts, and we're watching it, and it's obviously super exciting. And we had 5 singles on that record.
Yeah, I know.
So,
Crazy.
yeah.
Don't Speak, Sunday Morning, Spiderwebs, Excuse Me, Mister.
So I would say,
Wow.
you know, we're playing.
You had 6, I'm sorry. Happy Now came out as the 6th single.
It was actually never a single. K-Rock just started playing it.
Okay.
Yeah, but there's no video. There's no.
Okay.
Yeah,
Still sick.
I forgot about that. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But
Did my research.
so, you know, I would say like the beginning of '96, like we're starting to fill clubs across the country
Yeah.
as we're on our maybe the tail end of Just a Girl and the beginning of Spiderwebs,
Yeah.
and then same thing was happening in Europe. Started in clubs.
Okay.
And we circled the globe 3 times in that record. So
Wow.
it went clubs, theaters, and then arenas.
Damn.
And so, yeah, by the time it came around to summer of '97 was when we were doing arenas.
Wow.
So even though it felt fast, like it, you know, it was
Yeah.
those singles have to saturate over time.
Totally.
Right.
But I think Don't Speak took it over the top, right?
Yeah, because that was the song that had the biggest crossover into other radio formats.
Yeah.
And plus because it's a ballad, so
Yeah.
this saw a
Ballads.
lot more saturation around
Yeah.
the world.
Yeah, I seen that with Green Day too when they had their first kind of ballad.
Ballads, man. That's my goal. You know,
Is a Sepultura ballad?
I haven't written one yet, and it's always been like my guitarist and I are like, one day we will do a ballad.
I can see you singing the ballad. You have a good voice like that, like
we could
serious
do it, man.
voice.
But this gives me hope. So.
Well, I mean, dude, that Journey Escape cassette, it's like, don't stop believing, man. It's like,
dude.
That's
there's
where
their
it started.
ballad.
Yes.
True.
I mean, so true.
I'm a sucker for a good ballad.
So I
me
love
too.
ballads too.
Me too.
I mean, Don't Speak's an incredible ballad. That was just, that's another level, man. And then how when that's happening, how's the reaction like in California, like where you guys are from? You like your friends, your scene, where everybody kind of freaked out, or were they?
Yeah. And their reaction freaked me out. You know,
Right.
It's a lot of things changed, and you know, even within our own families, things can potentially change and get weird. You know.
Yeah.
And,
How so? Like,
you know, you're not just one of the family in certain aspects, or one of your friends, and there's a different kind of focus on you, and that's an adjustment.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird.
Like you're like you're my favorite son.
I mean, my family's pretty awesome, so it's
I
like
always
that.
knew you were the best.
but man, I mean, I should probably step outside the family for a second.
Yeah,
but just the I felt like I was under a microscope.
Yeah.
When people look at me or talk to me, where I wasn't before.
Okay.
And that creates a lot of weirdness.
Everybody's trying to be your friend, or coming around, or
or scrutinizing, or
Right.
judging, or maybe my words had meant more than they used to. You know, or it's all different. It's like you feel like you could become a person of influence even if you don't want to be.
Okay. Yeah. So do you remember going back and playing like your first headlining show in Orange County or in that area where you guys are from after the record blew up? Had to be an arena at that point.
Yeah, we did a couple nights at the Pond in Anaheim.
Wow.
Wow.
After probably like, I don't know what the last time you probably played a show out there was, what the capacity would have been.
On our own show?
Yeah. Before you got big.
We had some local success before that. I think we probably, we headlined Crawford Hall, which is like I don't know, 2,500 maybe.
Yeah.
It was kind of like that, but it wasn't because we were getting played on the radio back then. It was because we just built it up over time.
It was cool you guys took out. Did you guys take out Fishbone too at all or no? I thought you guys might have.
Yeah, they were on a couple local things.
And Shelter too as well. Like it was cool the band you guys are bringing out.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Fishbone did a full tour, although I would have really liked that.
Yeah.
But yeah, often bands that would go with us would be harder bands.
Okay.
A lot of the time.
Why is that, you think?
I don't know. It's a lot of times those bands are more exciking.
Yeah.
You know. So like.
So it's all the same style band. I get it.
It's like diverse. Okay, take out 3 like run of the mill K-rock bands. Like. Yeah, that'd be cool, but
was there a favorite
or
band that you went on
band,
tour
with?
We took the Vandals out.
Sick.
Wow.
Across the U.S.
That's
and
cool.
That's pretty
into Europe.
Wow.
We had the Toy Dolls out for a couple dates in New York.
That's sick.
Nassau Coliseum.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
They were probably so stoked. That's great. Something like that's cool. Back to your roots.
We took Civ out.
Oh,
nice.
that's right. Our boy
That's
Civ.
right. Yeah.
Wow,
That's
right.
There's more. I'm
cool.
trying to think. I can't.
I was
remember
stoked
them
when
all.
Civ got tour.
Yeah,
That was cool,
too.
man.
Yeah.
That's our homies. That's really cool. That was a good tour for them too.
Yeah, definitely.
And then Madison Square Garden, you guys played there before, I think. Right? Have you?
Yeah.
It's just surreal. All that stuff's crazy. Just how fast things can go like that, you know?
Yeah, it's a
pretty
whirlwind.
wild. So does your world change, obviously financially and everything? Are you married at the time too when this is all going on?
No. I married a girl that was part of our road crew.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Wow.
Okay. That's
you know what she did. When you're on the road crew, you're not supposed to fuck the band.
Yeah. Yeah. I was like, oh boy.
Yeah. This one worked out, but
Right.
Wow.
You're absolutely
trying to
right,
hide
though.
it,
That's
know.
like, you can never hide that.
Never.
It's like
Everybody-
somebody.
we thought we were so much smarter than we are. It's like,
Come
So-
on.
yeah.
Are there any standout tours or like I know you guys tour with U2, which is pretty amazing.
Wow.
Yeah, we did like 10 shows with them
Sick.
before our Rocksteady record came out, and that was really amazing because that was right after 9/11, and so we
Wow.
started in New York, and they had this wall that listed all the people that died, and it
Heavy.
scrolled, and it happened when they played one. It was really heavy.
That's so heavy.
And,
Think about it, man.
Yeah, that's quite a band. I'm really impressed with those guys. What a like, one of the few bands where all original members are still in the band.
So
and they
cool.
kind of share everything, and it's just like
It's so cool.
it matters,
Totally matters, man. So now the label has given you all the attention. So now
Like, hey.
Yep.
it must be crazy. That must be, yeah. Because the record did like 16 million or something. It's probably more at this point. But so everything changes there, and then obviously touring that for a long time. So many amazing songs off the record and singles. And then is there crazy pressure for the next one? Do you feel pressure after that to write a hit song? Or?
Yeah. There was definitely pressure in the room.
Yeah.
Um,
Because you guys write all these songs together.
there was definitely pressure, but at the same time, it was nice to go, man, we could just rent a house and throw a bunch of gear in it.
Yeah.
And
take your time.
and just get creative and start demoing and like with freedom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In a sense.
Right.
Mhm.
Without we didn't have jobs and we didn't have to go to school,
Yeah.
and so we had those freedoms. But there was also a pressure element. Yeah.
And did you realize when you're making Tragic Kingdom did you think, wow, this is going to be a big record? Oh, that's a great song. Or did you think it's making another record? Was it did you feel
no,
it?
man, No Doubt wasn't supposed to be a big band. Like we were
Yeah.
too eclectic, all over the place. Still had kind of somewhat of a ska sound,
Totally.
Mhm.
and even though our songs weren't straight up like two-tone style ska songs, like we were still getting kind of pigeonholed, which kind of racks my brain. But
Yeah.
but I just we never thought we were gonna be an accessible band, especially
Mhm.
coming off the tail end of grunge
Yeah.
and heavier music kind of dominating alternative radio.
For sure.
Mhm.
And I think my goal was if we sell 100,000 records, this is going to be a really, really great positive experience. And it'll feel
Yeah.
like a big success to us. So maybe we could play a few more clubs outside of California.
Yeah. Wow, man. And so, and just to go, when that took off, you guys like, what the hell is happening?
Oh, dude, I still pinch myself. I still can't believe that happened. I got
so crazy.
Yeah.
And just everyone dressing like her, just everything changed, man. The whole thing changed. It was just so crazy, man.
I forget about it most of the time because I'm at home working in my studio or
Yeah.
I'm with my kids,
Just being a
delivering
dad.
stuff to the park after school. And so, and plus I don't get recognized as much as I used to. So things are kind of normalized, and we haven't played in 7 years. So
Yeah.
I kind of starting to forget about that life
Mhm.
that we were all experiencing. But then, doing these interviews, it kind of starts to come back. It's like, oh shit, we did that.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man. So you make the next record with some like a lot of pressure, I guess, right? Like we have to. Well, the label might be pressuring. You have to have one just as successful as this one, or are they on you?
I think. Well, first of all, I mean, to have, I don't know any band that's had back-to-back diamond records
You're right.
Yeah,
ever
man.
in the history of rock music.
Yeah.
So
Maybe Michael Jackson,
Yeah.
but that's not a band. That's a person.
Yeah.
Okay.
maybe that's
Okay.
that's a fun fact. I'd like to know that.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty amazing.
Yeah.
So I feel like we all felt this, like it's impossible to keep that exact level, like, or to match that.
Right.
But what's considered a failure? What is that?
Mhm.
So in some ways, Return of Saturn felt like it was kind of a lackluster follow-up. But when I look back at it, like
Yeah.
in the United States, that record's, I think it's almost at 2 million.
Yeah, it is.
So I don't know about you, but a double platinum record in any time doesn't,
it's
it's not a
amazing.
failure.
Yeah.
But it definitely, like, the songs didn't do as well, but
Yeah.
compared to what?
I know.
Mhm.
Ex-Girlfriend's amazing. I love that. And Simple Kind of Life. That was a big one too, I thought. That was like another ballad vibe,
Mm-hmm.
But Ex-Girlfriend's sick, man. It's like, I love that. And then the Rocksteady too. Hey Baby and Hella Good, like that bass line. I love those. Underneath It All, it's another ballad kind of vibe too, right? Yeah.
Yeah, but we kind of went back to just playing straight up reggae for that one. Yeah.
Yeah. So Rocksteady did better than Return to Saturn in a way?
It did.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Because of Underneath It All, you think?
Well, there was 3 songs that were
Hella Good was big.
pretty big singles.
Hey Baby, yeah.
And it was Hella Good, Hey Baby, and Underneath It All.
Yeah.
And the Hey Baby and Underneath It All got us 2 Grammys. And we hadn't gotten Grammys before.
Not of Tragic Kingdom?
Mm-mm.
Wow, that's crazy. Never knew that.
We were 0 for 9 going into those nominations.
Oh man.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you like always a crazy guy with no shirt on. You might be wearing like a thong. You might be rocking all kinds of stuff.
Or
always.
nothing.
Or nothing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that something you were doing before all that? You always the wild guy in the band like that?
I was definitely
Exhibitionist type of person.
A little bit more spazzy than the others. And, I think that having that kind of freedom to like push the boundaries a little bit was attractive to me.
Yeah.
And so I thought, man, I want to see what happens if I do this or this or this.
Yeah.
And it got a little bit addicting to dress like a maniac or wear nothing at all and shock people or piss people off or whatever, right? But then it became a little bit expected.
Okay.
And so
they live up to
the appeal wore off. Hey, there's the naked guy, right?
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
And it's like, oh, I did that to myself.
It wasn't shocking anymore. Because on a couple award show, I think you did that too, or did something. I remember some wild shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even accepting award too. Maybe you might have had something on.
I had a diaper on. I was pissing in it.
That's
and it worked because none of it got on the floor.
wow.
Yeah, it was a true.
No, they're pretty
true
good.
Depends testing.
I've heard. Yeah.
You've heard what? The diapers?
They're extremely dependable. Yeah, absolutely.
So was the band cool with you acting crazy? Was this like enough is enough? Or
If they were not, they didn't say anything about it.
yeah, yeah. It was just you being you.
I think so.
And were you like a party guy too?
Yeah.
Even especially when you guys get bigger and bigger, you become more of a party guy, or no?
No, I think it was the same. Well, I don't know. Maybe it got more, but it wasn't like I went from like consuming more alcohol as we got larger kind of thing. It was just I got to do it probably more often with less consequence because I didn't have to go to class in the morning, for example, or go to a job. It's one of those jobs where you can measure what you can get away with a little bit more in the sense of like, hey man, we don't have a show tonight. We've got a few interviews. I might have a few beers and no one's going to tell me I can't and it's going to be fine.
Yeah.
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 And so that became a little bit normal where, drinking almost daily for sure.
Yeah.
But not like in a self-destructive way where I couldn't exercise or, I couldn't do my job behind the kit.
Right.
Or, or not, show up for interviews or for promo shit or whatever we had to do. I was able to do it, but it was definitely, that leash was pretty long, I'll say.
Yeah. When you're in the band, you can kind of, even if you have responsibilities at home, like I go on tour and I have to worry about, well, my kid's older now, but when he was younger, go on tour, I know if to wake up responsibilities, just play your show.
Right.
Do anything you want all day and just be ready and focused for that 45 to an hour set.
Yeah, you have ample.
You're with
amount of
with
time.
your family, your brothers, your sisters, whatever. You can do whatever you want. It's like you don't have to really grow up, in a sense, being in the band.
Yeah,
right.
And then you have kids, you become a parent. It's everything changes. You're still the big kid, but you don't have to, be an adult, be responsible.
Absolutely.
And balance that,
For sure.
So yeah, your kids were around during what touring cycle? Like when did you? When your kids 10?
So Mason's 20.
20, that's right.
And he first got on the tour bus when he was 6 weeks old.
Wow.
Oh, man.
And we took him all over the world. And then
Really, at 6 weeks old.
Yeah.
Oh, my
awesome.
God. Wow.
Yeah. Like in the bunk, we had one of the carpenters come in at the first venue and build like this secure thing to hold his what he was sleeping in place so he wouldn't slide around.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. So you pretty much grew up on the road.
Yeah, for part of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
He did a lot of tours. I think the last one he did, he was 7.
Wow.
You have to balance that family. It's hard to do that, balance family and doing what you love and being responsible and being a musician, also being yourself, and you know what I mean? Because the way you act around your band is different. We kind of act around your wife and son sometimes.
Yeah. I think it's great. I mean, that's incredible that you're able to take your family with you.
Yeah.
Like you could afford to do that.
Yeah.
At that
That's a
point.
really
That's
important
huge.
point because some of the opening bands we'd have with us, like they'd see. I was the first person, no doubt, to have a kid. They see me backstage hanging out with my son, and I could see the looks on their faces. And a couple people would even say, like, you're so lucky, my kid's at home, and I felt so bad.
Yeah.
But it's cool to be able to give him that, see the world. I mean, he's too young to
yeah.
see it, but when he gets older, yeah, I'm lucky I got to do it with Max, take him to Europe and South America and Japan, and you know what I mean. That's
so
real.
cool.
That's really seeing the world in the different cultures.
Absolutely.
I think more than we can learn in school. For us,
No doubt about that.
My 10-year-old.
No pun intended.
No pun.
my 10-year-old that just called us. She asks, like, when do I get to actually see No Doubt?
Wow. Right.
You have to see it someday.
Yeah,
just for that reason.
For
I was going to
sure,
ask you, do they like No Doubt? I mean,
Yeah.
they
do
do.
they like the music?
Yeah, they
and
do.
they think you're a cool rock dad?
I think the 10-year-old does less so because, so I'm 52. So, I was 42 when she was born.
Okay.
So by the time she got to know the difference between coolness and uncoolness, like, I'm already, halfway through my life and on the downswing. And she's looking at me like, you're just a regular dad. She doesn't think that I'm that cool at all.
It'd be so cool when she gets to see you perform. It'd be awesome,
Yeah, maybe she might change her mind. I'm hopeful.
and like, are you really involved in like the school? Like, you take her to obviously you're like hands-on dad.
Yeah, I mean, my wife and I were at home every day.
Yeah,
so that's our main thing, and I'm able to work from home with my recording studio.
That's cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
Are you doing scoring and stuff like that? Do you do stuff like that?
So I have a partner named Todd Foreman, and he was the sax player in Sublime back in the 40 Ounces of Freedom days.
Wow. Okay.
Until he went away to school, and he's a doctor. So he and I partnered up as a team. We're called the Moxy Brothers, MOXY. We're a production team.
Awesome.
And a co-writing team and a mixing team, and we also play on records. So we have this menu for artists and bands to choose from.
That's awesome.
And so we started that at the beginning of 2019. And
perfect timing.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I know. There's been I've done a lot of mixing and playing on records from home by myself.
Wow.
Especially 2020. But yeah, man, we've been producing records. I'm a full-time studio rat, and in fact, we just mixed the latest Steel Pulse single.
Wow.
And co-produced that.
That's cool.
But the thing that just came out a couple days ago is this girl called M. the Master. She's a concert pianist and a singer and a crazy energetic performer. She plays at Harvell's in Santa Monica. There's a residency there.
Okay.
And she kills. And we just produced her song. It's called Bite.
Bite?
Yeah. And so because that's the latest one, I'm pretty excited about that.
Awesome. And then you did it. You guys actually had some roots with Sublime too. Like you had a song you guys did or something back in the day.
Well, our
right?
bands used to play together.
Yeah.
And we had this song called Total Hate.
Total Hate, that's it.
And it was actually an old song from the 80s, but it got recorded in 95 for that Beacon Street B-sides thing. And we had Bradley Knoll come in and do the dub section and the bridge.
Yeah, that was on my thing too. And you actually proposed on stage too, huh?
Yeah.
Wow. Where was that at?
99.
The Fillmore, San Francisco.
That's sick.
Man.
That's awesome. So you've been married since
awesome.
99.
Correct.
That's awesome.
No, January 2000.
January 2000? Okay. But you got engaged on stage. That's awesome. And then fast forward to the last record, which I love, Push and Shove, Settle Down, Looking Hot, One More Summer, all those songs. And you guys
What year did that come out?
And they covered Stand and Deliver too by Adam and the Ants, which is awesome. 2012.
2012.
Correct.
Okay.
I love that record. I was so psyched on that record, man. It was amazing.
Thank you.
I love that. Did you guys tour a little bit on that?
No, we did. Let me think about this. I think it was 8 nights at Universal Amphitheater in L.A.
That's right.
8 nights.
And then that was it.
That's right. I went
No
to one of those,
tour.
actually. I went to one of those, yeah.
Wow.
8 nights, that was it, yeah. You should hear the record. It's great. Like,
Yeah.
it just seemed like, it just was great. No Doubt record. It was awesome. But there was like a pretty long gap in between that one and Rocksteady, though.
Yeah. Well, Gwen put out 2 solo
That's
records.
right. That's
Uh-huh.
right.
Correct.
My shit is bananas. Okay. So it's 2001 to 2012. Holy crap.
Wow. that
You're a
is
date
long
guy.
time.
I am. I'm trying to organize this. What are you doing? What are you doing during that time? When there's no record, you're just like,
Oh, man.
That's a long
It's a
time.
good
long
question.
fucking time.
So,
Being
well,
a dad, being married, being
yeah,
normal.
being a dad, being
Right.
married. I was playing golf competitively.
Wow.
Yeah, so I was trying to take golf to a next level to see how good I could get.
MJ Invitational, Alice Cooper Foundation ones, right?
Yeah, that's the charity ones, but I'm talking about real competitive
Real
golf.
shit, okay.
Like trying to get on the mini tour and like see how well I could do at that.
Like really going for it.
Yeah, and I
That's pretty
I
cool.
played.
That's sick.
I did that for a number of years actually.
You did.
Yeah,
So yeah, you weren't playing music, you just focused on golf and just being
mostly.
yeah. Is it weird transitioning back into like normal life when all you know is touring and music, and then you have to be like a dad and be a husband and be in society and go to school and do all that, and it's just weird. For me, it's weird talking to parents like, "What do you do?" I play like hardcore music. It's and you try to feel with the dads. You're talking about the soccer game. It's just you feel like that's when I feel like almost the most punk in this society, when punk's kind of everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you do? I play in a band. We play this music. It's not as hard as Metallica. It's not as poppy as Green Day. It's called hardcore.
Trying
It's
to
in
pull out
between.
names of bands they might have heard
That's
of.
what I'm saying. Like, but like when you go, like you're the dude, No Doubt, but you're also a dad, and you're also just a normal human being. And now you're off tour, and you're golfing, you're living in just life.
Well, and what you're describing is what I feel like they can't relate to what we do.
Right.
Yeah.
Most people can't.
No.
It's true.
And especially for you, like some people might be able to wrap their heads around my band because we're all over the radio. But
course.
like when you say hardcore punk, 39 out of 40 people are just gonna go. They won't even know what to say.
Yeah.
No.
Right. That's
You're
my guess.
Absolutely right.
And
yeah.
Sepultura, they're gonna get your name
Oh,
right.
that's even more down like another like okay. When I had dreads, when I was dreads, they were just always like, "Oh, it's a reggae band," and I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Sometimes I wish it was, but it's."
Can you explain it? What do you tell people you play? What kind of music?
I
Metal?
use that Metallica reference,
Yeah.
because I'm like, but it's heavier, and they're like, heavier than Metallica. How could that be? I was like, it's a little bit heavier.
I mean, you have to see that 'cause it's hard for just to normal people. You know what I mean? Even though
Yeah.
people think, I know what punk is, I know this and that, and then they see you or they try to relate to what you're doing. Like,
Yeah, but they have a completely different perception. I have no idea what they're perceiving in their minds of like what a musician does, on the
Yeah.
road or what's going on. Because I've talked to a
Yeah.
lot of people, and it's always like they have no clue really. I mean, it's
No, and how would they?
how yeah, exactly. How would they? But a lot of times it's always that question, like, what? How is that? Like, what do you do? It's like a lot of questions behind that. Like, what's a day-to-day, scenario that goes on in your life? And
The curiosity bulb
Yeah.
just goes ding.
yeah.
Yeah, they
totally.
used to call me. I used to serve lunch at my son's school as a charter school. You had to give hours as a parent,
Oh, nice.
and they call me Tattoo Man. They always ask look at my
Oh,
tattoos
tattoo man.
when I'm serving food there and stuff. I felt really weird. Like I feel like a dirtbag just being there with tats. I don't know. It's just weird. I don't know. Your kids play sports too, like you did?
No,
Wow. Okay.
they don't.
Do they
like
play
sports.
instruments or music?
Oh, no sports.
No.
Okay.
How about music?
Yeah, Mason is a guitar player and goes to Berklee College of Music in Boston.
Wow.
Amazing.
And
That's awesome.
yeah, it feels really good for him to do that. It hurt to take him out there and leave him there, like
I want to get it.
soul crushing. But
no, leave the nest syndrome.
and also Todd Foreman and I were using him on like half the records we were producing because
Wow.
he's living at home and he's really good. And we're like, hey, get downstairs. We need you to play on the song, kind of thing.
That's so cool.
And we don't have that anymore.
So he moved out at 18 or 19.
He just moved out because of COVID. He
Yeah,
did his
homeschool.
freshman year at home, so he moved out in last fall.
Yeah, I'm dreading that, dude. I keep telling Max, I'm like, Billie Eilish is 19. She lives at home. I'm like, we have drums in the garage. We have a little studio. I'm like, I'll build you an apartment on top of the garage. Like, I'm just work, surf, figure out your life, chill. You don't have to rush into it. Like, I'm dreading that leave the nest syndrome, man. But you have another kid, so you're good. No, you do. I'm saying.
It didn't hurt any less. I'll say that.
Well, yeah, of course. I'm just saying, like, but there's also this thing where, like, okay, then he moves, right? And there's me and my wife have our time together, like we did before we had a kid.
Yes.
But we're older now, so it's gonna be the same.
But
like,
you're not that old, so enjoy.
No,
You should be able to enjoy that.
I'm 50. I'm turning 52 next month.
All right.
So it's like, but then we just have the house. It's gonna be weird having an empty room. And
It's gonna be lovely. Enjoy it.
I'm just so tight. I'm just so tight with my son. I'm just dreading that.
Yeah.
I'm a super emo dad, and like I cried everything. So I'm just dreading like.
Yeah, but
now he's playing with me, so I kind of have him a little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, there you go.
But it's because we don't own our children. We make our children. We raise our children for the world. Then they can do that when they're 18. They can do what they want. It sucks.
Hey, man, I sympathize with that crying thing because, man, when we moved him into his dorm last fall,
bro,
we were there for a week helping him move in and hanging out and just helping him acclimate. He was bummed, didn't even want to be there. He loves it now, but we rented an Airbnb down the street, and I walked him to this door. We couldn't go inside because of COVID at the time, and so I gave him a hug out front. And I walked back. Man, I was weeping like a motherfucker.
Dude, I feel you,
It was so gnarly. Like, I didn't anticipate it was going to be that heavy.
I know,
Yeah.
man. Because it's your little boy. It's like this is my dude. Like,
And it's it's 3,000 miles away.
I know.
That's
It's not like if he was in San Francisco or something. It's like, I'm gonna hop on a plane real quick and just go say hey. And
But the school he's going to is incredible, man.
Yeah,
I mean, so many incredible musicians went to that. It's like,
absolutely,
it's the most legit one. That's awesome. That's a proud right there. And my son, I don't know what my son's doing. He's not going to college, but he's playing music, working at Taco Vega. He's surfing. He'll figure it out. He's modeling. He's doing it all. But I don't know what I wanted to do. I moved to New York when I was 18 by myself, just to be involved in music. I worked at Roadrunner Records, and I know what I wanted to do. I didn't want to do it somehow. So whatever happens, I'm there. You know what I mean?
He'll be good.
Being a dad, being a parent's fucking emo as hell, bro.
Yes, it is.
So, all right. So, a shout out to Dan Smith too. He just redid one of your old school tattoos too.
Oh yeah, that's right.
You have a couple tats, right?
I had the first one I got was a No Doubt tattoo on my leg.
Wow. Okay.
And I got that like, I don't know, maybe 29 years ago. And it was starting to fill in, look kind of shitty.
Yeah.
And so Dan, sharpened it up a little bit.
Yeah, I saw a picture. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. Do you have any regrets in your life?
Oh, I'm sure I have quite a few, but does one come to mind, and do I want to talk about it? Listen.
It's an interesting question. People are always like, I don't have regrets at all. I get it. Some people don't have them.
I'm drawing a blank, but if you
through
guys
it.
throw out a couple, then maybe it might spark something.
You have any regrets, Derek?
Let's see. Not really. Not that I can think of, because I always learned from a lot of the things that I was like kind of mistakes.
Yes, that's a growth mindset right there
Absolutely.
on the microphone.
Yeah,
that is positive thinking.
No doubt about
true.
that, though. I mean,
yeah. I wish I kind of went to college for some reason. I don't know why. I know what I would have studied, but I don't know.
I was like, oh.
I didn't have the opportunity to. Like at that time, my mom couldn't do that. She was raising 3 boys on her own. You know, I don't know. I don't know what
I wish I would have known that I didn't need to drink every day. Like that was something that.
That's a great one.
I don't know. It just like kind of like became casual. I wish I would have known better. Like, you know what? This doesn't have to be casual. This is a horrible thing to become casual, actually. Just the wear on your body.
Yeah.
You know.
And that was when you joined the band or before you were in the band?
Oh, it definitely was. I mean, it was happening before I joined the band. But when I joined the band, I was definitely like low key. Like I was focused on being in the band. You know, it's like I didn't want to mess anything up.
That makes sense.
So I didn't want to come out like, I'm wasted. Let's do this. You know? And they'd be like, man, he's horrible. Like, get him out of here. And
so you drink after the show every night?
yeah. And then, once I got comfortable, it was like, okay, just going to go along with this. But, man, that wear and tear after years, it's, I wish somebody would have been like, hey, just take a break, like maybe every other day, or I don't know.
Yeah, but you think it caused you relationships or caused you some things that
I think it caused a lot of unnecessary grief and stress. And, in so many different ways. Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Maybe my regret is I should have tried drinking. Maybe I should.
Dude, it is so fun. Let me tell you. No.
You missed all those years.
I haven't tried anything, man. Maybe
I think
that's my regret.
the worst thing about it, I think, is
I'm just kidding about it.
like losing, I think, I don't know, like memory of certain things. Like if you've been drinking, a certain amount, you're like, you can't remember certain things that were great events. That happened.
Those time frames in your life.
So
Yeah.
I kind of regret.
Is there some
that.
things you don't remember from partying too crazy during the No Doubt?
See, I can't tell if it's from drinking or if it's from aging or both,
That's
because
another thing. Yeah.
That's a good one.
like
Yeah.
I was able to recite a lot of things as we spoke here today.
Yeah.
But man, it's about impressions, I think, because more recent things I can't remember as well.
Okay.
Okay.
So I don't know if that's just a middle-age progression.
Yeah.
Because I know people our age that don't drink at all, and their memory's starting to suck too.
Yeah. But I think it's a natural thing. Your mind is not really made to remember everything.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Or you would go kind of crazy. I think certain things are kind of that natural process of like rearranging the memory in your mind. It's never going to be the same.
You do block things out.
If you think about it, like our bodies are starting to break down a little bit, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Getting injured more here and there.
Yep.
I mean, I just came from physical therapy this morning. It's just like it's constant, right?
Yeah.
So maybe there's a little bit of that with the brain as well. Maybe we need a doctor on the show to confirm
No, I
these
think
suspicions.
I know we are getting old. Like we don't think about it. Even if you feel young and you still feel like you look good and you exercise and you do what you love and you're happy and you have a good life, I'm still 52 years old. My body's 52 years old.
the peak's over.
Yeah.
Unless you're an anomaly, you're not going to live to 104, right?
Yeah.
So
man.
You have great hair, by the way, too, for your age.
Thank you.
You have a great hairline. I always envious of
Yeah,
people's
you
hairline.
are. You always commenting on that.
I always notice you got good hair. You're chilling, man. Do you consider yourself an optimist or pessimist?
Optimist.
Yeah, I can see that
Alright.
totally. Always been a positive person.
Generally, yeah.
Yeah, throughout your whole life.
But it's there's a balance there too. It's like try to be optimistic but realistic, right?
Right.
I think
Yeah.
maybe the more realistic has come more with age, perhaps.
Okay, yeah.
I agree.
Because
With
I
that.
mean, thinking in my youth, I was overly optimistic, and which maybe blinded me to certain realities that
it's
were
a beautiful
that were likely.
Thing, no. It's. I think it can be a very beautiful thing.
What can?
Just the ignorance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
That
know.
positive optimism, like yes.
Just living in a bubble, though. Sometimes I live in a bubble a lot. When
Yeah, you
reality,
do.
I try to
Yeah.
not watch the news and all the
Right.
crazy world. I always ask you for the news.
right.
I stay in my lane. I hike. I don't know.
Derek, this is a lovely point that you're making, because I feel like in some ways I was happier when I was more ignorant and less informed. And I know some dumb motherfuckers who are happy. and
I do too.
and I feel like, okay, let's pretend COVID happened 20 years ago and all this Trump nonsense happened 20 years ago and everything else surrounding this time period, right?
Yeah.
I'm wondering if I would have been less bummed out by some of these things 20 years ago as I am now.
Great point.
Because I'm super bummed out about a lot of things.
Yeah.
And humanity at large in some way. And speaking of which, Russia just invaded Ukraine.
Yeah, man.
It's just like, 20 years ago, would I have been as in tune to that particular move as I am right now? It would have affected me to the core as
Great
much.
point.
I don't know that it would.
And that we were like, everything we were doing. Well, I mean, you off tour for 7 years, but like, just like everything stops, and all you have is your TV and your phone, the news, and whatever you're doing, and it's just every day you see it every day. So you can't really be in your little PMA bubble and your little positive world because you have to see it. Because it's not like I'm touring and just playing shows and not watching it. I'm living my life. You couldn't. You had to sit still, and everybody watched. Do you know what I'm saying? Like it's right there. I couldn't really escape
True.
the negativity.
You're
of the world,
absolutely
I
right.
had to like
And it was done.
digest it all. Try to.
It's
fucking
it was
hard,
very
man.
scary period. I mean, people were in fear, and that's when
Yeah.
you can really manipulate people when they're in that fear. And I think people knew this. I mean, I think there were
Yeah.
people out there that are like, okay, this is a good time to put our agenda, or if there is an agenda or whatever you want to get across. It's just easier to manipulate people when they're in complete fear of the unknown.
I was less afraid of the world at large 6 years ago than I am now.
Right. I agree.
Yeah, that's a good point,
I
too, yeah.
definitely
Yeah.
more fearful now, for sure.
Yeah, it's just crazy. I just feel social media like it makes everything 10,000 million times.
Absolutely.
magnified
Absolutely.
worse.
I agree 100%
it just
with
makes
that.
everything it just makes it worse, man. There's some positive things on your phone you can look through and find cool things, but
But
there's a lot of
still,
dark
what a
rabbit
beautiful
holes, man.
thing is, though, I got to say, like being able to travel again
Yeah.
like, after so many years, like
Living.
once you that feeling of meeting and talking with people still reigns over everything.
Everything.
It's still like so powerful to witness things by yourself and, for yourself, away from the computer, away from your phone. I still have that joy. That's just, I think it's even stronger. When you were able to have that, it's like I say a lot more, like, I love you to friends, that I ever did in the past. I'm more, like grateful of like, that company with people, it's become much stronger.
So you feel like you're just more empathetic about the simple things in general?
Yeah.
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 That's a nice place to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I appreciate
sure.
things more for sure. I appreciate like a stinky backstage room in Germany with some dry ass bread and some shitty kids. And I have to wait 7 hours till I play.
And then like
all
laughing
no
with your
vegan
friends
spots
about
open
it,
on a Sunday.
like laughing.
I'd give my
about it
left
with your
nut for that right
friends.
now.
It's those things because
Yeah.
as much as you love touring, you hate leaving your family. Just leave the whole
Right.
leaving process. But then when you're out there, you're doing it. But I miss that. I like it's so crazy, like to be out there and like I'll be in a squat right now in fucking Belgium, bro.
Right.
Chilling.
Yeah.
Eating some peanut butter, whatever.
Giggling your ass off.
But all that's I know,
Right.
but I don't know. I don't know. So, will we think we'll see No Doubt play someday for your daughter? I'm putting this out there.
I'm very
all the
hopeful.
listeners. I'm starting a petition.
For all of our young kids,
Yeah.
because
I
all of us
know.
have really young kids that have not seen the band. So for all those kids, I'm very hopeful.
Never say never.
Yeah.
I'm not saying
definitely.
never.
Yeah.
No, I know. I'm saying that
Right.
just in general. Like,
Yeah. No, you're right.
No Doubt's an important band. They're still an important band.
Yeah.
And you guys played shows. They'll be amazing. People will come out. You're still a band to people, and whatever that is internally, all that stuff. But as a fan, I would love to see that, and
Well,
the
you
world
guys-
would love to see that too.
You guys are too kind.
No, I'm
No,
just
I
saying.
can
though,
imagine
would
like a
that
very
say?
comfortable tour. It doesn't have to be every night.
No.
You could be at that stage. You're at that stage.
Everybody in their
where
own bus
it
with
could
their
be
families
like everybody
chilling.
could just have an enjoyable, 3 times a week show. Like
Fly in,
enjoy
fly
flying.
out.
Like enjoy the areas.
I'll do one.
Yeah.
Just
Okay.
a starter kit.
Okay.
Sure.
I'll take that right now.
Yeah,
All right.
I mean,
totally.
of course, I'll take a 50-city run around the country, but I'll do one and be like, that was cool.
Yeah.
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 And then the project with Davey and Tony.
I'll play for
sick, too.
free.
Dang.
Whoa. Okay.
big words.
Okay.
Yeah, you
You
go
might want
play-
to edit that part out.
Are you-
In spirit.
in spirit.
In spirit.
Do
What
you,
exactly did you mean by that? I was just talking about in spirit.
This is my new spirit. No, he wants to get paid. Pay this guy, man. This is one of my new questions I'm adding starting to
Okay,
now
I
because of
wanna
our
hear it.
debates.
All right.
Oasis or Coldplay?
Oh.
Ooh, that's a tough one. I like both for different
Okay.
reasons.
All right.
Yeah.
So I have a debate with my friend, like, who was the bigger band? I looked up all the stats.
Oh, who's the bigger band?
Coldplay.
Oh,
What are you
Coldplay's
talking
way
about?
bigger band.
Yes! It's my favorite band.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
Oasis
yeah.
stopped a long time
Yeah,
ago.
I know.
Coldplay's had
True.
huge records since Oasis stopped.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
It's such a debate. I always have it with my friend.
Mm,
I did a poll on Instagram. Everybody voted against me and picked Oasis.
Really?
But look up stats,
Shocking.
like numbers. Coldplay, dude. All
No,
day.
of course.
Oh, dude,
Coldplay,
those
right.
guys are massive.
Right.
No, man.
Massive.
Yeah.
Is there a band that No Doubt never played with that you would love to have played with?
Oh, man.
You guys play with so many bands, man.
I don't know. Like, that's still a band that we
yeah,
we
probably
wish
not
we
still
could,
a band, huh?
we could still play with. You know what I think would be a sick tour? I'm just kind of throwing this out here.
Let's get it.
It's just a co-headline Green Day, No Doubt thing.
Wow.
Yeah, I love that.
I don't know why that just came to mind, but
That'd be
Man, that would
so
be a
sick.
great tour. Jesus.
That's
Let's say
a
with somebody
sick
out there,
tour.
listen, get that together. I mean, my God. That would be massive.
I know. It'd be
A
beautiful.
lot of
That'd
fun.
be beautiful, man.
Yeah, it would.
Do you still listen to new music? Are you checking out new bands? Or are you like just...
I am less than I used to, but I
Yeah.
am, especially because we're producing. Most of the bands we're producing are young bands.
Yeah.
And so, by the way, if anybody wants to check out any of these productions we've done, it's moxybrothers.com, MOXY.
Moxy.
Yeah.
Got the Moxy.
And because and we're kind of all over the place. Like we've done like this kind of country sounding guy to like a hardcore band to
It's cool.
it's called that band's called Self-Inflicted, by the way.
Okay.
There's 2 songs on there.
Okay, self-inflicted.
There's a lot of different self-inflicteds though. So it's the one with the stick figure drawing with the guy shooting himself in the head.
Okay.
shit,
All
okay.
right.
But yeah, since we're kind of all over the place stylistically, what we're producing, we a lot of these young bands will show us stuff that they're into.
Right.
Yeah.
It's
That's
that we're
fun.
not normally hip to, if you know what I mean.
Have you heard of Turnstile?
Heard of it, don't know it.
Incredible, man.
Really?
Incredible.
Pretty
Kids
incredible.
from Baltimore, East Coast area. The band has pop sensibility, punk, hardcore, melody. It's incredible, man.
I would agree.
I'm going to send you some.
pretty
311,
legit.
big inspiration, 311 for them.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Live energy, awesome. They capture everything I love about punk, hip hop, hardcore all together, right? In a way,
Yeah,
like
it's
with
fun.
melodies.
It's fun to watch.
Super
it's a great live
positive.
show.
Cool.
Bring some, you know.
Turnstile will be sick on the Green Day, No Doubt tour. I'm throwing Turnstile on
Oh
the tour.
my God! Yeah, they would.
They're doing Coachella this year too. Like I'm throwing.
Yeah.
That's a sick lineup.
That would be
man.
a great line.
We're gonna make this happen. We put it all in the Savage on the
I know,
on
it's
this
like-
podcast.
Oh,
We're gonna
man, you asked me earlier about scoring. I forgot to mention
Yes,
this. Sorry.
yeah. Tell us.
So Todd and I, we've got hired to score and compose for a horror movie called Oak.
Okay.
It's being filmed right now,
That's
awesome.
and this is the first like full movie thing we've taken on. And
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
super, I never thought I'd be doing this. Like I never thought I want
Right.
to do film scores and I want to do all this other shit. And I always thought, man, I'm going to be a drummer mostly.
Yeah.
And
Mm-hmm.
you know, with COVID and No Doubt not working, I just and well, we'll get to this later. But with the Dreamcar thing, I was
Yeah,
doing, I was
Dreamcar, I love
playing
Dreamcar.
drums mostly, but now I've built a recording studio. You know, became a recording engineer and started mixing on the side, just like as people sending me their records or
Yeah.
sending us their records, I should say. And so this movie thing, exciting, but it's also a little bit scary.
Yeah.
Pardon
Yeah.
the pun, like because we've got to come up with music for scenes throughout the whole movie, and then we got to pull in pre-recorded music and source out and whatever
Wow.
it is. And a lot of the stuff, like we're probably going to utilize a lot of these bands that we've produced ourselves.
Yeah.
Of course, yeah, that makes sense.
And most of them are unsigned, so they'll be eager.
Easy and easier to
That's
get.
cool.
That's right.
Yeah, yeah.
That's awesome.
That's really, really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And do you still practice drums all the time, or
I do.
okay?
Oh,
Yeah.
It was cool during the pandemic. Max covered Hella Good, and then I get a text from Tony or from him, and he sends me him playing H2O, Nothing to Prove. It was so awesome, and that was so cool.
that
It was
is cool.
so freaking. Max was like, oh my god, that's him. Like, yeah. But yeah, Dreamcar, man. I saw you guys perform a couple of times. I love Dreamcar. That was a cool group with Davey. It's basically Davey with all you guys, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you heard that
No,
Dreamcar?
I want. Tell me about it.
Well, it's Davey singing with him
Okay.
and Tony, right?
Yeah.
And
Davey Havoc.
yeah, Davey Havoc. It's pretty much Davey with the No Doubt guys, in a sense.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Like it was,
You like it. It's cool, man.
Yeah.
because it was a fresh new vibe. You know,
Exactly.
we didn't have all these years behind us.
Yeah.
With Davey, and it was pretty much fun the whole time.
Yeah.
Except for when we got dropped by Columbia, and that was kind of it.
Meanwhile, No Doubt's still on the same label.
Yeah.
30 years.
we
You guys got dropped from that label? Okay. I know
yeah,
that.
we
Okay.
so we did one record,
Okay.
but you know what? It was one of the challenges we had is because Davey's an AFI,
Mm.
they were doing a new record too at the same time, and theirs was supposed to come out at the year before ours was, and then theirs got pushed back, and so it caused
That's rough.
understandably a bit of confusion and
Yeah.
and frustration from Columbia's side, and in fact, if you looked at like the modern rock or alternative chart, like each band had their singles up on at the same time.
Wow. I did
my
not
God.
know that.
Yeah, they weren't
Timing.
released at the exact same time, but there's a little bit of
Okay.
a crossover.
Yeah. Right.
Wow. Yeah, that'd be sick. You couldn't do like a tour together, like Davey do double duty, but no.
I mean, we did a promotional run,
Yeah, I remember that.
but it wasn't like we were selling out 1,000-seaters across the country. We had a few good showings, but it wasn't like hey man, we could go out and do this
Yeah.
for 50 cities.
It was fun. Something
so
fun.
it was definitely fun. I'm proud of that record. I enjoyed
Yeah.
making it.
Yeah, it's great. So it was fun that it kind of got serious when you got signed, and then that probably was.
Yeah, I was like, whoa, this is a real band. We're doing this.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought it was really cool and creative, and I was stoked when I was hearing about it when Tony told me about it. It's cool. You like
I
it?
want to check it
I
out.
love Davey's voice. So there won't be another Dreamcar record, probably. That's just a one and done thing.
I would be surprised.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had the same thing happen to us. I did a side band with Chad
yeah.
and Dave Kennedy and the guys in Madball called Hazen Street, and Good Charlotte had signed us to Epic on their
I
imprint.
remember that.
Yeah, on their imprint. And then when our record came out, their album after their big album, their biggest album was Lifestyles and the Riches, they had another one coming, so it was Pressure for that. And that came out around the same time ours did, and ours just got pushed to the side, and they focused on that because it was Epic imprint. So
Right.
it kind of happened to us too.
Mm.
You know what I mean? I just actually would like to get that record back because it's been a long time. It's hard to
Yeah.
get those records back, huh?
It can be.
And
but
then
I-
also
but-
this fire. Is it true that your stuff got burned in a fire at the label? Is that true that Tragic Kingdom
So
heard about that?
I
No.
can't remember
Bro,
because
this is
a lot of
crazy.
artists.
the information was kind of murky. And you mentioned this earlier, but there's certain things you suppress when you hear about them. So it's now foggy, but it's possible we lost some of those
That's what I
masters.
heard, dude.
I think Tony will know.
Okay.
Because I keep blocking shit out. Maybe
Right.
That's all right.
what is that?
Whatever you miss,
that's
I know Tony's gonna
life.
listen to this and like dissect it. So whatever you miss, so we're like,
No, but I mean, honestly, that's life. Your mind
Yeah.
is not. It's incredible because you talk to, like, let's say, a police officer, and you ask them, witnesses. They're always usually very wrong. It's like 90.
you got real serious right now.
No, it's just. I mean, it's
And
just
your
an
voice got
effect.
serious.
I think it's just an
Deeper.
effect that your mind has to naturally not be able to retain everything. It's always moving. Your body is made
Yeah.
up of consistently moving and changing. So
But also shitty
your
things
memory,
like that.
your memory is going to be changed. Even if you have the same memory as a person, like I have a memory with Toby that we worked across the street from each other.
In Soho,
It's
yeah.
always going to be a little bit different from what it actually was, both of our memories, and it's going to change throughout time. So it's never going to be the same memory.
So when someone has a fucked up memory and they rewrite history about something that matters to me, what do I tell them?
Yeah, but maybe if Tragic Kingdom's original things did get burned, that sucks. So you want to block it out. Do you know what I'm saying? Bad things,
True.
like shitty
Yeah.
things.
I mean, people.
I just
do
remember
that.
reading that in the headlines or something. Who knows if it was real or not? But that fire that lost. a bunch of
It's
things.
possible. I didn't store it.
Yeah,
Right. Yeah.
it'd be sick to own the masters of that though. It's so hard to do, man.
Oh, we'll never own those
I
masters.
know.
though. Even if they exist or not.
Right.
Those aren't coming back.
Oh man.
Jay-Z was one of the first people to do that with his first album. He got Reasonable Doubt back. He owned the masters. He was
Yeah,
the
Ray
first one to
Charles
do
too
that.
was one of the guys that started that.
Oh, really?
Back in the day, yeah.
To
He-
own your stuff.
to own his stuff. Like he was like, "Why don't I would like to own my stuff?" And they produced, or the guys that were owning it were like, "All right, I don't see why not. I guess we can do something."
Wish it was that easy.
Yeah.
Do you have do you have a top 5 at all? Top 5 artists, musicians, or anybody inspirations in your life?
Beatles.
Wow.
Okay.
Beatles. Beatles. And then there's a close second in there somewhere.
Really, the Beatles?
Yeah,
Wow.
but
Are you shocked?
I don't know who that
Because
is.
nobody ever mentions the Beatles in the top 5 on
Really?
here, bro. No.
That's bizarre. I
Maybe
think.
my brother did.
I'm
I
sure he
don't know.
did.
Yeah, but Beatles never get that much love. That's really crazy. That's awesome. That's your main inspiration.
They're definitely my favorite band for always. Yeah. I mean, maybe in the 80s when I went through like that real those crazy years that we all had of like your favorite, whether it was like Fishbone or Oingo Boingo or
Yeah.
whoever I was like
Right.
so stupidly into, like that everything needs to
Yeah.
step aside for
Totally.
a chunk of my life or a time period. I might not have said the Beatles then, but pretty much, yeah.
Isn't it interesting when you get into punk, you're like, only like punk. That's it. Everything else. Nah, I can listen to rock or the mainstream music. Then you get older, you're like, oh, man, actually Nirvana's pretty cool. Like, I never gave it a chance because I was too punk for grunge. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Even though
Yeah.
Dave came from Scream, he came from the DC scene. But, like, you're in your blinders, like.
Well, dude, because we were in high school in the
Yeah.
80s, man.
Yeah.
Like
There's, like,
it,
scenes
It
and-
was not as hard. What the lines weren't as stringent as what you're describing, but
Yeah.
we literally had heavy metal square and punk square.
Yeah.
So everyone ate lunch together at the separate areas, and so I wasn't really into metal in high school.
Yeah.
I was more into other shit.
Yeah.
And so, but then my brother's playing metal in the house, and by the time I'm like 21, I'm going, I love Iron Maiden. Why did I talk so much shit?
Right.
And I'm
Yeah.
going. I want to go see this.
Yeah.
And my brother was
Right.
going to see them in Long Beach Arena in high school. And I had zero interest.
Wow.
And then when I went, I was like, yeah,
Right.
I was missing something. This is fun.
Tammy saw him back then, huh? You ever seen Maiden?
Yeah.
You played with them?
Played with them.
Oh,
Saw
sorry.
them. No. I mean, but I never saw them
Yeah,
like
Toby,
back.
come on, man.
You didn't saw him back in the day. That's kind of sick.
No,
though,
I mean
too.
back in the day, I would have lost my shit. Them
Yeah.
and Judas Priest, I would have really loved to have seen when I was 16 or 15, like really into them. You know.
And Tony had told me several stories. I'm not sure if you were there about the
I
Prince
heard-
story.
Yeah.
Were you there when you went hung out with Prince? Have you been with him there before?
Well, yeah. So Prince came to see us in Minneapolis.
Right.
Wow.
And we got invited to Paisley Park after the show. And so
Dude.
we go to this kind of a jam room, and he just starts fiddling around. He's on the piano. He's playing guitar and piano at the same time, like just kind of doing his piano with his right hand and doing some riff with his left hand. And I'm just like, oh, fuck. He's this guy.
Were you a fan?
You know, somewhat.
Okay.
But I didn't grow up a huge fan.
Okay.
So, like, okay, perfect example during those high school years we're talking about. Like,
All right.
when you're into, like, Fishbone and Oingo Boingo and Circle Jerks and, you know, and Touchables and Bob
Yeah.
Marley, like, I wasn't into Prince or
Yeah.
anything top 40.
Yeah.
I was like, And, you know, I was just hard-headed and dumb about
I
that.
hear you.
But
Now you're
by
hanging
the
out
time,
Prince, yeah.
by the time, you know, he came to the show, like, obviously this guy's one of the most talented people
Right.
anywhere. And so, and he's asking us, do you guys want to sit in and jam, you know? And I was kind of buzzed, you know? You know, it was after the
Oh
show.
man.
And, but
Fucking surreal.
I said, okay.
Yeah.
And we all got on some instruments, and then, like, a door would open, like a mystery door. And all of a sudden, here comes a keyboard player, just hops up and gets on the keyboard. And these people start popping out of the walls, dude. I'm not kidding you.
Oh, I can see that.
And we're just going for it. We're just jamming. And
Is he singing or just?
no, it was mostly just instrumental
Yeah.
stuff.
He's got to have that recorded somewhere. I'm sure
I'm
he
sure
records,
he does. He
right?
records everything.
Yeah.
No doubt with Prince. Wow.
It was fucking.
That's
surreal.
magic. I know Tony
That's-
grew up loving him. He's,
Yeah.
yeah, it's crazy moment, man, huh?
It was pretty awesome.
I guess he did a song with Gwen later on or something for her single or solo record or something. They did something or I don't know.
Yeah, so that was cool and not cool.
Okay.
So we had an arrangement where she was going to sing one of his songs and he was going to produce one of our songs.
Gotcha.
And I'm sure some people would not be happy if I told the story, but I'm going to tell it. So,
Okay, you don't have to, but okay.
The band goes out to Paisley Park, and we're working on this song without him while he's tracking Gwen on the other song, right?
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
And we're there for a couple days, and he would pop in once in a while. We're jamming and listen and check us out, and then he'd leave. And then we listen to the song she sang in the control room, and then we're thinking, okay, we're going to start on our song. And he goes, I think that we need to, because like he'd already done some pre-production on the song,
Yeah.
but we hadn't put drums or guitar or bass on it yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he said, I think we need to live with this a little bit more and really think about this one. So he basically sent us. We flew all the way to Minneapolis
Damn.
to not play.
And he got his
And so-
vocals, yeah.
And we
Right.
and that was like in the middle of the day or the end of the day. So it was too late to catch a flight home, so we were going to fly home the next day. So we go out to a club that night. Who the fuck's sitting there? He's sitting there. It's like, really? You couldn't like work with us? We flew out here to work on this song. Like,
Wow.
I was not a fan of that
Okay.
at that,
Right,
at
right.
that moment.
That's a bum out.
And
Wow.
so you know, something good came out of it. Went singing his song.
Yeah.
That was cool. So we ended up just finishing the song by ourselves months later without him.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And that song ever came out?
Yeah, it's on Rocksteady.
Sick.
Yeah.
That's
Wow.
a crazy story, man. So you see him at the club. Did he say what's up? Do you like get to?
Yeah, he was talking.
Yeah.
But you know, no one's gonna be like, "Hey, what the fuck, bro?"
Yeah. Let's
Yo,
go.
man, it's
Get
like,
back to the studio.
What are you doing? You hitting this fucking club now? We could be at the studio. It's like, Jesus.
But I thought it.
Right, yeah, of course.
I could see him saying it
Right.
back then for sure, though.
Right.
Like, what's up?
It's like, come on, let's go now.
Wow. Okay, last one. So was there like a moment where you're like we not that like we made it, like a moment being in No Doubt where you're like, holy crap, this is real. I'm chill. You're like, the rest of my life I'm kind of chill. Like, this is sick.
Yeah.
Not chill, but like,
well, I mean, I guess when we booked the first arena tour and we saw what those numbers are going to look like, that probably had a rest of the life effect. But
yeah.
But there was no like, oh, we've made this, because it was, like I was saying earlier, it was gradual with the singles as the venues are getting bigger.
Yeah.
But it was never like, oh shit, we're gonna make lots of money and we're gonna be able to sustain this. Like that
Right.
wasn't. We're
Okay.
still trying to be realistic as possible. And but there were moments along the way, like booking that tour and like hearing Just a Girl on the radio for the first time when we were in Provo, Utah. Like, you know, we're jumping up and down on the bed in Motel 6. Like,
wow.
it was, you know, it wasn't like, it felt like we made something, you know?
Yeah.
Right. You're
That's
like,
amazing, man.
get your blessed tattoo. Blessed.
Yeah.
It's like, it's happened. This is it.
Yeah, it's like,
That's-
to celebrate, you mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
It's an amazing journey, man. Just the hard work and everything you guys put into it, and not really trying to do it. You did it because you loved it and like playing together, you know? It wasn't like, let's write a hit song. You just wrote the record.
Yeah.
Like,
We were definitely
Treasure King.
a family.
yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I hope to see it again. I hope your kids see it.
Yeah.
I hope my son sees it. My son, sorry guys, it's on his Instagram the other day. It said No Doubt. It was some friends and family thing around that record. He was so little. He had a mohawk. I remember going to see that somewhere at the Forum. It's like you guys jammed. It was cool.
Oh yeah.
That was pretty awesome.
It's gotta happen.
Yeah,
I
the
would
world.
love to see
It's
it
not like the
happen.
world doesn't miss you guys or love you guys or want to see you guys. You know what I mean? People get older. They go the different ways. Everybody has kids. I get it. You know, but it's still there. You know. I don't know. I want to see it. I'm making it happen.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna, you don't have to say anything. We're gonna make
Right.
it happen.
I'm gonna put it together.
All right.
We'll throw
I'm really
pretty-
glad I drove up here today.
I'm putting the positive juju out in the world, bro. I'm putting the PMA vibes out
He's
there.
really good at that. I've seen things
really am.
happen.
If that happens, I'll get a No Doubt tattoo straight fucking up.
All right.
You heard it here.
And just recently,
I'll get one too if it happens.
I hit up Tony because I want that original No Doubt merch that somebody remade it. I don't know. He's going to get me original. It's just ND. Anyway, when No Doubt plays again, I'll get a No Doubt tat. I swear to fucking
I will
God.
get one too.
All right.
Facts?
Yes.
I want to go. I
facts.
want to watch.
Yes.
Wow. Well, thank you for your time coming up here. I know you're a dad. I know you're busy. I know you live a little further than here, you know. Yeah, I mean, do you have anything else you want to talk to this wonderful man about? Anything else you want to say to this guy?
I just
Garrett?
want to
You're
say I
asking.
appreciate you two. Man, this is
Oh,
a nice
man.
conversation.
So
This is
fun.
great.
you never know what it's going to be like, and
Dude,
I
our
really
shit's
enjoyed
chill.
myself.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah,
That
it's just
was
a
really awesome.
convo.
Yeah.
There's no ulterior motives. There's no,
No.
what's that word?
Sneak attack.
Nah, dude, it's about fun conversations about life. Because
I don't get anything for this.
yeah, you should. You get liquid death. You
Liquid
get
death. Liquid death.
Um,
Liquid death.
I appreciate your time, man. Great having you here.
Likewise.
And we'll do a part 2 someday. We talk about
Yes.
other shit, I guess.
I
Oh,
love
and
that, man.
when No Doubt plays again,
Right when it
we're
happens.
gonna have him on there.
I
Him
wanna
and
be on
him and Canal together.
I just want to have a seat on the side, like, because by then I'll be like, I can't believe this is happening.
Yeah. I know it's easier said than done, and we're just fans, but I'm just putting it out there. That's it.
Yeah.
No drama, no nothing. I
Right.
just want to put it out because I love the band.
I'm
That's
all
it.
about doing it with no drama.
Yeah,
Yes.
for hell yeah.
Sign me up.
Yeah, because that's what music's about, man.
Yeah,
Friends
man.
and family. You guys, we're all families.
Yep.
All right, mad love. Thank you for being here. That was wonderful. You have a great
Thank
hair.
you.
You have one of the best hairlines I've seen on the podcast. Fine shot. Our last question: Would you tattoo the top of your head? Or did you get hair plugs? A lot of my friends get hair plugs. Look super dope. You know who has them?
Yes.
Would you tattoo your head and add a hairline, or would you get
These
the-
hair plugs are pro though.
They're
Not-
insane, bro.
It's really. I wouldn't. Be
I'll
able to
tell you
tell.
off the pod who has them.
Yeah.
You
but-
trip.
I'm not feeling I would do hair plugs.
No, you don't need them, bro. You're
No,
chilling,
I mean,
dude.
if I ever went
And
there.
dinner. Yeah.
Yeah, tattoo on the head's a little abrasive for me. My friends can pull it
Pretty
off.
hardcore.
Yeah, it's not really my thing. I'll keep my widow's peak, whatever. Okay, signing off.
I
Bye.
s- I s- how high does it go up?
No, I have this aside of my head.
Oh, there you go.
I got
Okay.
Sade and Rockham,
Yeah.
but then I
Oh, you have way more hair than you lead
Yeah.
on.
He
I
leads.
do, but
I
here's
know.
the deal.
He's.
Thank you for that. Let me tell you something. My fucking thing's falling. I just said longer hair and I shave my head short. I don't know why I do that. Every time I do, I'm like, oh my god, I have a fucking widow's peak. When I grow it, I look younger. So I should stick with that and I'll go
Yeah.
crazy at the top. You know
You're
what I mean?
right. You're
But I
absolutely
had something to say
right.
about his hairline too. Fucking something about him. You're saying right before that. I don't
I
know.
can name like there's some top 5 people with the best hairline that've been on your show.
Yeah, we got some good ones.
There's some good
Him
ones.
and my brother are good. Him and my brother.
Him and your brother are great.
We're talking hairlines right now.
Yeah.
And where can people find you? Just Adrian Young on Instagram. That's it, right?
Yeah, I think it's Adrian Young ND.
Are you on Instagram a lot?
I am, but I don't really read things.
Yeah.
Like, I'm really bad at it. It's social media. So if someone direct messages me,
You don't check your
I
DMs?
probably never see it.
Okay. People that are listening that DM him, don't get offended. We've
Yeah.
had several people say on here, I don't look at my DMs.
But sometimes those DMs go to like a secret spot, I found out.
Really?
There's like a list of hundreds of people. I was like, oh my God. Like,
Like a different folder
It
where you
like
can't see 'em?
filters it. Yeah, it's like general and
I would
primary.
actually have to ask someone where it is.
Yeah. I mean, there's
Yeah.
some weird stuff. There's like primary and general, and then,
Social
Yeah.
media's wild, man.
It really is.
Yeah.
That's a whole episode.
yeah, that's all a different one.
All right, thank you, bro. Are we signing off? Bye.
All right.
Hey, guys, surprise, we're back. We have a quick story to tell you. Let's go. Adrian?
Okay. So we were talking about Donald Trump, and I
Not in a good way, everybody.
I once played golf with him.
Wow.
On
and
purpose.
this was yep, at Trump National in LA.
Wow.
So this was probably about maybe 13, 14 years ago. It's something,
okay.
Give or take. And
You get a pass.
yeah.
he was everything you expect. Very braggadocious about the club, and kind of a punisher. Just not. He couldn't stop talking about himself.
Of course.
And you're on the
narcissistic.
golf
Wow.
course for that long, and it's kind of like, but he wants to play a betting game. So let's play carts. So he's in another cart with another guy, and I'm in a cart with another with a guy. And your cart against our cart. We say, okay. So we're playing, and he starts cheating. But this is the crazy thing.
surprised.
So he's cheating in the weirdest ways, in the most. Okay, so at Trump National in LA, when you get to the bushes on the sides of the rough, it's super, super, super thick. You can't play your ball out of there. You can't even find your ball. It's like when
Okay.
it goes in there, it's gone.
Right.
Everybody knows it. It's a given. It's a lost ball. Take your penalty.
Yeah.
Take a drop. Whatever the local rule is. So he hits his ball into that shit at least 30 yards into it the first time he cheats, and he parks his cart between us and the bushes, thinking we can't see what he's doing. He takes the ball and he drops it in the rough, and he's like, "Found it."
Wow,
Okay.
dude.
So he does this half a dozen times throughout the round, right?
Man.
And
And he thinks he's slick. He really thinks he's
this is such a bum out. The worst time I ever had playing golf on the golf course. I couldn't wait to leave. I wanted to get out of there so bad. But so then there's this like a public path overlooking one of the tee boxes over the ocean.
Yeah.
And there's a man and a woman up there, and he kind of climbs up there and starts talking to this woman. He's talking kind of loud. We're hitting our shots. We get to the green. He's like, Adrian. Well, first he says, I'm going to meet this woman. I'm going to
what?
blah, 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 right? And so he says, I'm sorry I was talking when you're hitting your shot, but for a piece of pussy like that, I don't give a shit.
Jesus.
Wow.
So I'm thinking, I really want to get out of here. I just don't want any part of this.
Right.
So we get to the halfway point, and we're going through the clubhouse. How you doing, Mr. Trump? The guys behind the counter say as we're passing through, and he says, "Doing great, beating the scratch golfer right here," meaning me, and I'm like fighting it. I'm like, I wanted to call him out so bad and to say how full of shit he was. He's such
Yeah.
a cheater, and just like,
Right.
I wanted to say, wow, this guy's so full of shit. I'm out of here, and just walk away.
Yeah.
I didn't, because one of my friends is doing business with him and worked in the golf industry, and I was like, I'm just going to keep my cool and just let it go. Fast forward to the end of the round, he does his fake drop thing, right? Hits his next shot onto the green, doesn't wait for the rest of us to hit our shots up. He just goes, right? And the reason why he does that is because when he gets to the green, he putts it, and then he guides it in.
Wow, man.
We could see him doing it.
Yeah.
Claims birdie, takes the money, right? And I told my friend that was doing business with them, I said, I'm not giving that fucker a red cent.
Right.
He goes, don't worry, I'll expense it. I'll handle it. So don't worry about it.
What?
Oh,
How much
man.
money you win? You remember?
I don't know how much it was.
A lot, though, probably. And he's cheating right in front of everybody in the middle of the day.
It was
And nobody.
it was crazy.
Wow, man.
It was so crazy.
Is that just like money, power, ego? He gets with anything he wants, gets his way always.
Yeah. That's sociopathic,
And yeah, you can't
narcissistic
say shit to him.
combination,
Right.
and just I want what I want. I'm gonna get what I want.
His whole
and
life.
I don't care what that means.
And then and then he's a president. Fast forward. Wow. Bro, that's a crazy story.
So
what a
you know,
fucking...
some people are gonna be hating on me. I'm just
don't
I'm
think
just saying
so.
what I saw.
No, man.
I saw what I saw.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, I can see it now. You're a fucking snowflake. Well, I have eyes, and I'm telling you the truth.
You're just telling a
You
story.
can
Yeah,
judge it
it's a
however
story.
you can judge it however you want.
Yeah,
Right.
you're just telling a story that
Right.
happened.
No.
You're not snitching or nothing. That's
I'm
crazy.
I'm not surprised. You know.
Yeah.
This guy seems like a.
Did
he
you
would
ever
do
see him?
something like that?
You ever see him again after that?
No.
It was a one-time deal playing golf with him.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that again.
Yeah.
That's a great story. Anybody else you play golf with that weren't scumbags?
I'm sure there are a lot of people.
Does Bill Murray play?
I think he does.
I thought
Yeah.
Bill Murray. Is
Bill
there somebody you play with? You're like, holy crap, I'm playing with this guy. Besides,
there's a lot of those in those celebrity things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right,
Oh
right.
yeah.
you ever meet Tiger Woods?
Yeah.
Wow, that's sick.
Yeah. We played his. He has an annual thing in Vegas.
Okay.
It's called the Tiger Jam, where they'll in the Mandalay Bay Arena they'll bring in a band.
Okay.
Wow.
Wow. That's amazing, man. Well, hopefully you get back to the course someday too, because it's been a minute for you, right?
We'll see about that.
Yeah. Yeah.
How many years has it been for you?
I don't know. I can't remember last
You
time
miss
I played.
it?
I do, but I got a
A lot of things going
a
on.
lot of injuries.
Okay.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
From golf?
I'm from golf, from
Drums, so
drums,
music, everything.
from
Yeah.
exercising too much probably over the years, and weightlifting and all that crap. So it's just
Is golfing relaxing?
no, not when you're
Competing?
not when you're competing. Not to me, it wasn't.
I know, because a couple times I played with Tall a couple of times
Mhm.
over here somewhere, but in Griffith Park. It was fun. It was just hit the ball and chill.
Yeah.
There's no pressure. There's no competition. Just doing it, you know?
Yeah.
You ever hit a ball before?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
It's snuck on a lot of courses
Okay.
growing up.
I can see you have like a six swing, bro, whatever that's called. Just use your fucking, I don't know. You're a powerful
I
cat.
need to go back and
Okay.
do it again.
Maybe we should all golf together sometime. That'd be kind of sick.
Let's do that.
Yeah, I would
I'm
love
down.
that. That would be awesome.
Without Trump.
Without Trump.
It'll just be the three of us.
Minus the
You
Trump.
think Biden plays golf?
I couldn't see him playing
Okay.
golf, but
Just asking for a friend.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know either.
Oh, you're not a snowflake, though. That's a great story, though. Thank you. You're not. It's a fucking true story. Okay, we'll be back later, guys. Bye.
Bye.
Hey, guys. Thanks for listening. Please rate, review, subscribe. If you haven't subscribed yet to this podcast, please do that. And whatever platform you are listening to this on, I'm glad you found me. You can rate me and review me on there also. So thank you guys sincerely for the support. I cannot wait for you guys to hear the next one.